years old are the dumbest. And I think
that's not what that was supposed to be. Alright.
It's a legacy.
Chicago, get nuts. Make some noise for Sam Morrill. How are you? Thank you. Ooh. All right. How's it going? Oh my God, finally a shooting in Chicago that doesn't involve a teenager. This is gonna be great. It's good to be here. The world, terrible times we're living in, so, you know. I'll tell you what's a bad job is cop. That's a tough job, right? You got all that power, but they don't pay you enough. You got a badge and a gun, but you make sometimes less than a teacher. Can you imagine risking getting shot every day and you only make a little bit more than a cop? That's just... We all... That's, we call that the old switcheroo in showbiz. That's... No, cop is tougher than teacher. You know how I know that? There's no substitute cop. That's not true, white women. But, alright. I'm feeling unsafe. We're gonna need backup here. I was talking to a friend, he said, you know what's gonna help all that police brutality is these body cams. I was like, wow, sounds like you've never seen the show Cops. That was the whole show. That show was basically police brutality, but with sponsors. Every episode was like, that guy's on crack. Let's beat the shit out of him. Brought to you by Axe Body Spray. I went to a couple of those Black Lives Matter protests. Every protest, for some reason, has a white guy who climbs a tree. I don't know why, but he is up there. And he's cocky about it. He's like, you guys man the streets. I'm gonna handle up top. If you say so. I hear civil rights leaders like, there weren't this many white guys here in the 60s. And I'm like, but did you look up? Because they're there, you gotta look around a little. I saw a guy in the park the other day, tall white guy in a t-shirt that said, fuck racism. And I was like, problem solved. All it takes is the shirt. I was embarrassed I forgot to wear my Islamophobes can suck my nut hoodie. We could have teamed up. You got to wear your obvious beliefs on your shirt. Everyone knows that. I'm going to roll into my friend's birthday in a shirt that says against baby rape. And my friends are going to be like, why are you wearing that? And I'm going to be like, are you for baby rape? Because some of us are a little fed up. I saw an article the other day that said the movie Snow White is now problematic, and it's like, all right, look, if a movie is 75 plus years old, let's just assume there's a few problems and go about our day. We don't need a think piece every time. But of course I read the article and I said, look, the movie is problematic because he kisses her and she's sleeping. There's no consent. And I was like, all right, but it was a quick kiss and it saved her life. It's not like he's making out with her while jacking off and the dwarves are filming. It was pretty tastefully done. I don't think that movie's ever inspired a sexual assault. I don't think there's a dude in prison right now like Disney lied. If you pass out and you get kissed by a prince, it's not exactly the worst case scenario, you know? I'm not saying it's okay, but that's, if you're unconscious, that is most likely not who's gonna kiss you. Maybe Prince Andrew, but normally, it's, right, all right. Is the canceling real anymore? I don't know. Cut to me in a basement in 2 years. Like, it's real. It's very real. But some of it seems ridiculous. Dr. Seuss last year, they were like, he's canceled. I was like, I'm pretty sure he's dead. I don't know. He's not frantically checking his Twitter right now. That's the one that said Dr. Seuss is under fire. I was like, he's underground. He's not with us anymore. I guess he had some racist stuff in some of the lesser known children's books. Of course, Tucker Carlson comes in the news like they're coming for Seuss. It's Seuss today. It could be any of us tomorrow. You need to pick a side in the Seuss wars. There were people spending thousands of dollars on the racist Dr. Seuss books for I don't know what occasion. I don't know when you break those out. Daddy, will you read me Cat in the Hat? He's like, nah, I got the good shit. We're gonna do a little Jew in the zoo tonight. It's amazing how openly anti-Semitic some of these politicians will be too. You'll get like there was that representative here in Illinois, Mary Miller, and she went viral because she goes, "Look, Hitler was right about one thing: the youth is the future." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't think you had to quote Hitler there." That's a pretty widely held belief. There's a Whitney Houston song you could have mentioned. I don't think that was a Fuhrer exclusive, but it's like Ted Bundy always said, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. So Marjorie Taylor Greene said she went to the Holocaust Museum. I was reading this article, and no one heard that the next sentence was going to be like, I don't buy it, but she went the other way. She said it was actually way worse than she thought. Also a weird thing for an adult to be like, you guys might not know this, but the Holocaust was really bad. But then she said it wasn't just Jews in those camps. And I was like, yeah, but it was our thing. If you're a non-Jew in a concentration camp, I bet you were looking around like, is there someone I can talk to? I think a mistake has been made. Everyone around you's complaining. You're like, you think you have it bad. I'm not even supposed to be here. Surely there's a manager I can speak to. I know I sound like one of them. I'm not. But she said Jehovah's Witnesses.
Fucking hilarious.
Isn't it crazy that there was a time where people would knock on their door and they were like, shit. Yeah. Water break. I earned it. I watched too many of those Holocaust documentaries, and I was watching that one. This awful Nazi. This guy, they named him Ivan the Terrible, one of the worst human beings ever. Gas more Jews than anyone. Escaped. He's living in Ohio with a family. There were people that swore his innocence. They were like, it's not him. He's never even gotten a speeding ticket. I was like, it's him. If you're a war criminal trying to keep a low profile, you're going to be very careful at every intersection. I used to hate reckless drivers. Now I see someone going 7 or 8 below, like, you fucking Nazi pig. What are you hiding from? Been on the road a lot, been traveling every week. I was going through security recently at the airport in New York, and they have a giant sign as you're going through security that just said 9/11.
I fucking hate all of these. He's just getting away.
I was like, I can't forget before I board the flight.
Oh my god, fucking! I need to figure out really how to cancel that.
You can't give me 3.5, 4 hours and maybe blocking that one out?
Bro, shut up.
We're like one step away from the pilot coming on. Hey, this is your captain. It can happen again, guys. We're due. Keep your head in the swivel, because I've got a bad feeling about today for some reason. I've been traveling every week on the road. I've been with my friend Gary a lot, and you know, we're leaving Columbus, Ohio. Ever behind someone in line? That's my least favorite person in quite some time. This woman just broke TSA, just awful, yelling at this poor woman just nonstop. Like, wow, you're so bad. He goes, what's your name? What's your name? I'm gonna report you. A few minutes of just awful, just nonstop. And then at the 2-minute mark, she goes, you're an idiot. And that's when I was like, all right, lady, enough. And she goes,
Stop casting.
And I said it pretty cool like that, so I looked around to see if anyone was paying attention. No one gave a shit. But after I say that, she loudly yells, security on me. I was like, they all hate you. They're not going to do anything. And
I was like, why is he lit up? Oh yeah,
this
Tank
isn't the movie
dead.
of your life. You're a nobody.
Makes sense.
She looks at my friend Gary and she goes, well, you're short. And I'm excited for what Gary's going to hit her back with. Because he's a funny dude. I'm oozing with anticipation. Like, how's he going to get her? I can't wait. And that's when Gary says, you should see me without my shirt on.
Stop casting.
Dude, what the hell? We had her. What are you doing? She was on the ropes.
Stop casting.
You blew it. And he's my friend. I have to have his back. So I was like, he does look good without a shirt on. He does a lot of push-ups.
Yeah.
You know, we went from like two badass dudes seeking justice to just a sad-looking gay couple. It was like, don't you ever disparage my Gary. He's...
Listen to me, if you want lust, say you want lust.
All the abortion stuff is in New York.
Especially when there's
my friends are,
fucking look at that.
I think a woman should be able
Look
to
at
12,
that.
13
Look at that. Absolutely crazy. Speaking fucking shall receive. Because I was about to say, man, like, you want it, you better fucking ask for it. Because don't just assume. Because when there's multiple motherfuckers that someone's just gonna do it. Say it. Fucking say that shit.
Killed enough fetuses that they could have formed a band. Ironically, also called the Grateful Dead. That's all right. Are you into that stuff? I saw you react there. A little bit. Yeah. What kind of work are you in? Shooting staircases. I'm like, well, if the abortion thing keeps going south, I'll give you a call. But
Watch your step.
how it's when you watch the news and you're like, oh wait, I saw the news the other day. You can no longer perform an abortion in Kentucky or Utah. Perform is what they say. Weird. We've all heard in that context. It never quite sounds right. Perform an abortion.
Watch your step.
That sounds like the doctor's walking into the room like,
This, I don't know if it's a healer issue or what. This is crazy.
you ladies ready to rock? Let's
This is
do this.
actually kind of crazy.
You think he's coming home from work and his wife is like, how were your performances? And he's like, I fucking killed. Murderer. Maybe I'll call this next special 9/11 abortion holocaust. What do you think? No one's gonna complain. You're not gonna see any write-ups like I expected better from 9/11 abortion holocaust. It turned out to lack taste, and that was surprising. My favorite people. You ever talk to someone they're progressive, but they don't have the lingo down? Those are the best. I was talking to a guy about a trans person we both know, and he goes, I feel the same. I'll play along. I don't think that's what they're going for. I don't think you're scoring a lot of points walking up to a trans person. Sure. If you say so. Honey, come here. This one's believable. This is crazy. He was mad about the trans swimmer, Leah Thomas, who kept winning races. This is messed up. There needs to be an asterisk. I just know it's not. That's not called bullshit. He goes, exactly. I said, no, that you care about women's swim. He goes, what? He goes, I feel the same. I'll play along. I'll think that's what they're going for. Olympic swimming champion. I said, if you can find someone
Watch
dumb
your
enough to let
step.
you come inside her, I can pretty much guarantee that kid is
casting.
not going to grow up to be a winner, okay? He was pissed off. He said, it could happen. I never wear condoms. I said, you never wear condoms and you don't have a kid? It's too bad your sperm isn't a trans woman who would know how to swim.
Watch your step.
I mean, is it a, what? I'm confused. There's no way it's me.
Chappelle caused some shit for the trans stuff, right? People were mad at Chappelle. And, my friends were so worried about him. I had friends who were like, they're coming for Dave. I was like, he's going to be okay, I think. It's always my friend with the worst possible life that's the most concerned about a millionaire celebrity. My friends like, they're coming for Dave. I'm like, you got to focus on your shitty life. Dave is doing great. He flies private, he performs in arenas, and he makes $24 million a special. You borrowed money from your mother recently. Focus on you. Dave's not canceled. You want to know how you'll know if Dave Chappelle is canceled? If he does a weekend here. That's how you'll know.
I just got my first paycheck. What do I do now?
We can help with that.
I won my first tournament. So now what?
You can deposit that check with the First Source mobile app.
Now that I've got endorsement deals, should I make this business official?
We can find a small business loan that works for you.
If you see Chappelle live at the Den in Chicago, I'll be like, they fucking got him, dude. I mean, it's good you came out, you know. It's good to stay off the social media. It's poison. I mean, I'm on it, but it's not good. And TikTok is crack. That stuff. It's not good for you. You know the feeling when you put down a book and you're like, ah. Whenever I get off TikTok, it's the exact opposite feeling. I'm on there for 20 minutes. I get off and I'm like, what just happened? That wasn't good.
Watch your step.
And they get this algorithm that's for you, so it hooks you to whatever you like and keeps you on. Apparently, what I like
your
is
step.
men eating sandwiches. That's what I like. They just keep, usually in a car of some sort.
Watch your
They
step.
often rate the sandwich. I get a lot of dudes just in a car like, we're gonna see if Wendy's fast food is overrated or underrated. Then you just watch.
Spread.
Properly rated.
Watch your step.
That's all he does? 19 million views? I'm working pretty hard on my act over here. Who's watching this? Then he's like, next up, Domino's. I do want to see how it's rated. Honestly, I understand the appeal.
Spread.
TikTok, Facebook. But Meta, I'm sorry. Meta. It changed. Like we're supposed to forget all the horrible things they've done to all of us. The stealing our data. They're like, we're Meta. That wasn't us. We're Meta now. It's like if Bill Cosby was like, call me William. I'm actually. You can trust me. It's William. The Ukraine situation, that's not good. That's my astute take on the matter. It's not good. We're giving them weapons, and Russia knows we're giving them weapons because they can read, so that's not going to end well. It's kind of like your friend fighting with his girlfriend and very loudly next to them, you're like, call her a bitch, dude. She's like, what was that? You're like, it's fine, don't worry. Not good, our relationship with the phone and the computer. I mean, I definitely have watched too much porn in my life. It's not great, right? You notice when you get set up on dates, this girl's trying to set me up. What's your type? And I was like, busty. Mature. Neighbor hand jobs. Sorry, forgot you weren't a search engine. That was. They have weird porn now too. Angry women, that's a category. Angry women porn. I don't know if you've ever seen it. The woman's just like, you piece of shit. You're so shitty. I guess people are turned on by this. I guess if that's your thing, that's the best porn to get caught watching by your partner. She just walks in like, what the fuck? And you're like, yes.
Watch your step.
I read about this actor said he was battling a porn addiction. It's like battling. That's a bit dramatic, huh? What is that? That sounds like he's just sitting at the keyboard like, ah! Ah! We won another battle today. But who knows what tomorrow holds. I never feel good after I watch it. Every time I watch a porn, I'm like, ugh. Same time tomorrow. But that was just disgusting. I don't feel represented in these films. I've never seen one where the guy is 90 seconds in, I'm gonna come, and then the woman is like, that's okay. Then he's like, all right, let me lay here for a second. I had pad thai for lunch, so. Specific genre. What do you guys think? One night stand sex or relationship sex? What's the preference? One night? Who said that? Right there, why do you prefer it, sir?
Easy, no attachment.
No attachment, all right. I could have guessed by the backwards cap, I suppose, but that's, this fucking hat. I love it. And that's a loud jacket. What is that jacket?
My buddy gave me it. I like it.
Your buddy gave you a... That's an interesting friendship. That's a good... Are these your friends here too, or you don't know them?
No, it's some guys we met tonight.
All right. Hey, you play your cards right, you get... Look at another jacket. You know, it's... 2 jackets.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than just Peyton Manning. I'm also motivating Manning. When I say insurance, you say financial services. Insurance. Financial services. Insurance. Financial services. Now when I say nationwide, you say both.
Watch your step.
Nationwide. For your insurance
Watch your
and
step.
financial needs, nationwide is on your side.
Watch your casting.
That's no, it's
Watch
tough.
your
Single is tough. It's tough to, you know. I like relationship sex because when you finish, you're like, oh, good. Isn't that crazy to come and not be miserable? Every time I come, I get that post-nut clarity, like, what have I done? You think that happens to pedophiles? You
Like,
think,
so bad.
you think pedos nut and they're like, just take the candy and go? I really...
Watch your
It's okay. It's
I really
okay.
messed up.
It's okay. That happens. That just means good things are gonna just happen.
But
You need to keep going through that shit.
here's what I like about pedophiles. They never complain about my comedy. A lot of groups, you make fun of them, they get easily offended. I've noticed that pedos tend to stay silent. Isn't that cool? I've taken a lot of shots of my day. I've never had one stand up at a show. Enough. You crossed the line tonight, sir. I got my hair cut a few weeks ago. There's a little kid in the seat next to me. And when the barber's done cutting his hair, he goes, look at you, what a handsome boy. And that was acceptable that he said that, but it did get weird when I chimed in. Hell yeah, he is. Maybe it's because of his job, it's okay, he said it. Maybe I made it weird because I licked my lips. We'll never know. But, no, certain jobs you can compliment a kid's appearance. You know, priest is not one of them. You can't. They lost their privileges. The Catholic Church, they're like Amazon, you know, they're too big to be stopped. They don't pay any taxes, and they fuck the little guy. And rabbis do it too. I don't want to just pick on the priests. Rabbis do it as well. Not as much as priests. No one can touch those numbers, but they're up there. Slightly less. You want to hear my theory why rabbis do it slightly less? As a Jew, Jewish kids can be pretty annoying. No one wants to molest a 7-year-old who's like, do I have to get on my knees? They're pretty achy, you know. And my allergies, you're like, oh my God, this is brutal. I think a priest just left. But, I don't know. My type is depressed women. My friend was like, "You like that?" And I said, "No, but that's who keeps showing up." So that's time to own it. There's something about depressed women. I always assume they have more depth. Does that make sense? Like, she's so sad. I'm like, she must feel deeply. And then we hang out. I'm like, nah, just a bummer. Just a bummer. I get turned on though. I'm like, how are you? She's like, terrible. This chick gets it, dude. She sees through the bullshit that is life. Depression, though, it's tough. I told my mom I was depressed once years ago, and she goes, but you're so tall. I don't know what that means. I think that's like if I hang myself, my feet are going to touch the ground. I'm like, I mean, I am tall. I'm in therapy, obviously, you know. Yeah, thank you. I'll tell you. Why not? You know what therapy is? Something that if a woman tells me she's upset with me to say, I understand. Instead of, here we go. I don't like that one. Drinking's good too. I do drinking and therapy is a good balance. Because bartenders are basically therapists. They listen, they take your money. Sometimes they even tell you when it's time to go. I'll take it a step further. A bartender will give you a free round every once in a while. I've never met a therapist that cool. Very few therapists are like, oh, you were molested? This shit's on the house. You earned it, buddy. What's important in relationship? Movies. I'm a big movie guy. I love watching movies. You ever show someone one of your favorite movies that you're dating and they don't pay full attention? It makes me crazy. I know, it's brutal. I remember I showed my ex one of my favorite movies. 7 minutes of stress have sex with me. And I was like, what are you doing? And she goes, oh, you're not going to have sex with me because of the movie? And I said, I'll fuck you during a movie you pick. I don't want to have sex during Dog Day Afternoon. It's in my top 5. I'll totally bang you during Pride and Prejudice 2005 or... Yeah, I said it.
In McDonaldland, Mount McDonaldland is experiencing thick volcanic shake activity. So try the new Mount McDonaldland shake when you order the McDonaldland meal with your very own character souvenir kit. McDonald's, in McDonaldland, get the McDonaldland meal in McDonaldland.
Is there a Jane Austen adaptation you want to watch? Throw it on. I'll be rock hard and ready to go. And I'm doing it for you. I have more confidence in my movie taste than my sexual ability. I can defend the movie. If I fuck you and you're disappointed, I can't be like, you just didn't get it. It was ahead of its time. Did you do that to him? I saw you react. What movie was it? What movie we talking? Fantastic Beasts? I don't even know what that is. What is that? Oh, Harry Potter. Yeah, I got laid in high school. Sorry. How many of these superhero movies are they gonna make? So many. You ever see a movie trailer you can't tell if it's a superhero origin story or about a special needs kid? Some guy comes on, your son is different. Is he gonna save the city or is he really good at math? Starring Jesse Eisenberg. I still don't know. Marvel presents Dr. Helmet. That joke bombed 5 straight shows in Portland, Oregon, and I think I have to drop this joke. And then I did it in St. Louis, Missouri, and I was like, I think this is my best joke. This is crushing. You got to tour. Hit the different cities, you know. I hooked up with a mother of 6 recently on the road. I was in Utah. It was the lowest number I could find, and It's gonna sound filthy here, but at one point she stuck her tongue up my butt. Her idea, I would never propose such a thing, and her phone rang. It was one of her 6 kids, and
He said
she
her
moved tongue
idea.
to attend to her child.
I would
I
never.
was like, that's a good
propose such
mother right
thing.
there. And then the next day, I had to call my mom. To check on
It
my
took
mom
me
said,
out.
"That
It
was
took
not
me a
good
second.
time." And I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
It took me a second. It was just
What the fuck
processing.
are you doing? Shit, no, I've been on those dating apps. They're fucking crazy. They're terrible. I saw a woman on there who just said, first words, loyalty, respect.
Bing,
I was
bang,
like,
boom.
Tony Soprano?
Cows go moo.
Gabagool, what the? I scrolled down, it said no misogyny, no homophobia. So I messaged her, please suck my dick so I can prove I'm not gay. My neck is messed up. I had to, to see a doctor. I messed up. My neck is killing me. I had 2 herniated discs. I'm sitting on the subway because I'm in a lot of pain. I'm sitting down. This older lady walks over to me. She goes, in my day, a man would give his seat to a woman. I said, we've come a long way, haven't we? I'm very progressive.
5, 4, 3.
No, I went to the doctor.
2,
He said,
one.
C5 and C6 is pretty bad. You got to get that checked out. And he said, no going down on a woman for a while because your neck. And I was like, that made me feel kind of cool. I was like, clearly that's what brought me in here, Doc. I must have OD'd on poontang and messed up the old spine. Sometimes a woman will ask me to go down and I say I will not, and I have a doctor's note from Mount Sinai, so.
Attack total. Watch your
Michael
step.
Douglas?
Watch your
Yeah,
step.
what do you think? You think that's real?
Watch your step.
Yeah, he blamed Catherine Zeta-Jones. That's fucking weird. Isn't it? That's how your dad got cancer? He ate out Catherine Zeta-Jones? That's crazy. That's nutty. Same type?
Watch your
Is he
step.
alright? Oh, jeez. You love eating pussy? Maybe you didn't say that at the funeral, I hope. I don't know. He's like, look, I miss my dad, but cunnilingus is the shit. So, you didn't know?
Attack total.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to be told, I
Watch your
guess.
step.
Your dad's died. What happened? He was a beaver man. I don't know.
He was a beaver, man.
For some reason, they wrote "Can't Stop, Won't Stop" on his tombstone. Wow.
Watch your step. Attack total.
You're doubling it? Two drinks. No, I know it works.
Attack
Let's
total.
let this guy. Let's get him another tequila, and pour out a Modelo for his dad who ate a lot of pussy.
Watch your
because
step.
Liquor before beer, you're on the clear. Beer before liquor. You guys know it.
Attack
A lot of
total.
professionals in the house.
Watch your step.
You don't have a real problem if you're still doing the rhyme. I don't think there's anyone out there like, wait, Quaaludes before
Watch your
crack.
step.
Never get my kids back. I don't. Tequila's a good one. Is that your drink of choice? You're a
Watch
whiskey
your
guy?
step.
Whiskey's my favorite, probably, but it's an adventure. Bad shit happens on whiskey.
Attack
Wine
total.
is my second favorite. It's sloppy,
Watch your
worst case
attack
gossip.
total.
Right? I mean, what's gonna happen? 2 glasses of red wine, I'll talk shit about someone I love. I don't know. Fill a bottle, feel classy. I feel like fewer people are waking up in a dumpster like Pino again, dude. No, I like whiskey's good. Tequila's good though because you're doing the sodas, the hangover. My body it's going downhill. The process has already started. I don't mean to be too crass here, but my
Watch
jizz
your
has started
step.
to lose its oomph. It used to shoot out of my penis like an Avenger. Now it hobbles out like a musician on his farewell tour. Like I think I went from Iron Man to Neil Young. What the hell happened? You can almost hear the jizz going, old man, take a look at my life. It's a lot like you.
Attack totem.
It's not on Spotify anymore, so I thought I'd give you a taste. But
Attack totem. Watch your step.
no, this is a good city, Chicago. It is a good time, and I can't drive. So. I'm pretty New York. This is how New York I can't drive, and I had a gay experience when I was 7. That's pretty New York.
Watch your
I
step.
kissed a boy. I would have gone further. I was a fucking prude. But
Watch your step.
I was at an all-boys school, so it was prison gay. But
Watch your step.
it's interesting when you're a teenager and your friends ask, who was your first kiss? I'd always be like, I don't remember. I remember. A young boy named Charlie with full lips and a fat ass.
Watch your step.
That kid rocked.
Run.
You do a lot of gay stuff when you're in all-boys school. You don't even think about it. I
Watch
remember we were
your
13. We used to masturbate together. Oh, yeah, you're not ready for this one, Chicago.
Watch
Too
your
bad
step.
it's coming. We used to jack off in the movie.
Watch your step.
Yeah. I told this to my friend the other day. He goes, I did that till I was 22. And I was like, different thing. But no one else here ever did that? No? You did with your brother?
Watch your step. Watch your step. Run.
Sounds like quite the household.
Watch your step.
Your brother's in the same room? You're the dad? Did it get difficult holding the camera? What were they jerking off to?
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now, and the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, go to Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Special coming.
That's the stuff. You know, yeah, no, we were terrible. We were 4 of us. My friend Jesse, short, fat kid, enormous cock. And so big that when I saw it, I wasn't even jealous. I was like, hell yeah. God is good. That was my reaction to his penis. I was like, hell yeah. Jesse's packing heat. Not just big for a 13-year-old. Like, if that thing stayed on track, he is a problem right now. But we'd go to the store, and the guy would just hook it up. He would just be like, take some. You're good kids. We bought, like, one no porn DVD. He'd be like, take some Black and Asian on the house. We'd be like, wow, this is a great guy. Looking back, he probably was not a great guy, but he did help. And, no, we'd watch porn at first. It was just like Sports Center. We're like, oh, that was crazy. And then one day Jesse, he goes for it. He starts masturbating. And we all looked at each other like, what the hell is this guy doing? Cut to a week later, we're passing lotion around the room. Like it's a whiskey in the war. What was he doing? Breaking barriers. That's what he was doing. We kept it civilized. We used pillows to shield our penises to give it the feel of a gentleman's club, if you will. There's always that one kid who finishes first, too. He's always like, I'm out. It's a game of cards. It was never Jesse. The bastard had endurance, too. But this is the point of the show. I like to imagine there's a guy in the crowd on the first date.
It's just so fucking
This
funny,
is
dog.
disgusting, but deep down, he's got a secret. Under the table, he texts a group thread. Tell no one. I don't think my friends are going to say anything. 2 of them I pretty much trust, and the other one is dead. So.
Watch your step.
Heroin. It wasn't masturbation related. It's not on me, but great guy. It was heartbreaking. He was willing to
He's so fucking funny, dog.
You've been
Oh my
When
god.
I was in school, there were far fewer mass shootings, so every once in a while we would poke a kid to see if he had it in him.
Watch your step.
I do not feel good about this. There's this one kid in the class.
What's up to everybody watching, man? How y'all doing, bro? I'm sorry. I love listening to stand up while I play some games sometimes, especially if it's just I'm being Mr. Solo Dolo, bro. Like shit just crack me up, keep me entertained.
Never like a little girl who told me Bob was HIV positive. Is he gonna be okay? That's all the bird said. It was a vague bird. I just read this article that said the way we speak to animals is often the way we wish we were spoken to ourselves. Or something like that's not true. But then I was like, a girl. She walks up with this dog. She goes, "Look at you. Look how different you are." I was like, wait a second. Without thinking, I went up to the same dog and I was like, "You deserve to get your dick sucked. You're a cool dude."
Watch your step.
The woman was like, "Please stop talking to my labradoodle."
Watch your step. Watch your step.
I was teasing this kid. We were very young. I regret it, but he just snapped. That's
Watch your step.
to school tomorrow. I'm gonna shoot you. Everyone gasped.
Watch your
They all
step.
looked at me like, "Thanks a lot, Sam."
I can't wait to get my foresight and see what kind of damage I
This
do. And, like,
potential
go from
massacre
there.
totally on me.
Watch your step.
He got suspended 2 weeks. I don't know how you land on a number. You know, like they're like, he said he's gonna kill everybody. 14 days. It'll be out of his system. Like he's gonna come back then, cured. All that alone time with my thoughts is really good for me. You can read about it in my manifesto. It was the end of the school year, so we just went to a different school. He never came back, went to a different school. Next time I see him, 12 years later, I'm on stage in New York City at the Comedy Cellar. I notice his face. And my first thought was, this motherfucker played the long game. I almost respected the way he built the suspense. He walked up to me after the show, he was like, "Hey," I said, "Hey," he goes, "I'm a big fan." I said, "Thank God." He said, "I think it's really cool you did all the things you said you were going to do." I said, "I think it's really cool that you did not." So, thank you so much. Really appreciate it, guys.
And it's over already. That's what I be feeling about. Like, I always get sad when these fucking stand-ups get just done so quick. Oh no, oh no, I'm fucking, oh.
Target you.
That was probably the cleanest I ever took him down in the group. Like, quite literally. That was nice. I love that for myself. Alright. This is a +8 compared to that +6. Like, bruh. Night and day. 17 minutes left, and the other one like was, oh my god, not even close.
Target change. Watch your target change. Watch your power.
good time to be alive. Great time to be a man. Life is always nice and low. Nice.
Target
I was with a girl the
changed.
other night. She said, I don't think we should have sex. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then she goes, wow, you're a great guy. I was like, that's all it takes? I'm pretty sure the alternative is a felony. I don't know if I'm a great guy, but I'll take it. I had a good mom growing up, you know? Ever since I was a little kid, my mom would say, no means no. And she was talking about cookies, but I put it together, you know? I met a girl after a show in Florida. I'm not bragging, but I do pretty well in Tampa. She said, I'll drive you back to your hotel, but there's no way I'm coming upstairs. I said, whatever you want to do is fine with me. So in the parking lot, we're making out. She said, all right, I'll come upstairs, but there is no way that you're getting laid. And I was like, am I being recorded right now? This feels like a Me Too sting operation. So very loudly into her chest, I said, that's totally cool. This is Sam Morrell, March 22nd, 2018. Timestamp. No, I like consent. Consent is the shit.
I like consent. Consent is the shit.
I go home and I jack off.
Fucking hilarious, dog.
Gotta get 8 hours of sleep. My friends ask, did you get laid last night? I say, no, I got the big thing. So, pretty cool. No, I take the Me Too movement very seriously. You know, I won't even watch office porn anymore. That's how. Yeah. You can laugh. It's a nice gesture. It is, man. I used to like office porn. Now I see it and I'm like,
Watch your
there should be a guy that comes out the end. Yeah, he doesn't work here anymore.
target change.
That was crazy. There was a gay porn star. I was reading about this guy. That's how I know this. And he,
Watch your
I do a lot of reading. And banned from one of these porn sites because he has Nazi tattoos on his chest. Which you gotta be kind of a scumbag for porn sites to be like, this doesn't really align with our values. We're kind of a family here at GangFuck.net, and we're disappointed.
Ads coming.
It was hard for me to come out tonight, you know. It's not the weather.
Special coming.
The neighbors are breaking up, and I didn't want to miss it. You know, it sounds very painful for them, so I don't feel good about it. But have you ever heard a relationship unravel from the comfort of your own couch? It's kind of nice. I'll be watching the game and I hear the fight start, and I have to get mute so I can listen. I was watching tennis and I just overheard her go, oh yeah, and I was like, click. He just yelled out, you have a tiny dick. And I was like, cancel my plan.
Special coming.
This is more important. And then he goes, oh yeah? You're a fucking bitch. And I was like, alright, so far she's for sure. You know? Not even close. And then she goes, oh yeah, your dick is so small. So she's recycling material, but still a devastating blow. You know? Not easy to come back from.
Special coming.
And then he yells out, oh yeah? Oh, your pussy stinks. You are nothing. And it's going back and forth so much, no one starts to sync up with a tennis match where it's like tiny dick, stinky pussy. Tiny dick, stinky pussy. So finally I had to knock on the door. I said, hey, it's Sam from across the hall. Long time listener, first time knocker. You guys are killing it. I wore a little referee shirt. I said, both of you should drop your pants. I'll settle this shit right now.
Watch your step.
Breakups are painful, right? They don't feel good. I got a text from my ex. Just out of the blue, she wrote, just so you know, this new guy. I wrote back, oh wow, okay. And then she wrote, what? You didn't think I was ever gonna date ever again? And I said, no, I didn't remember signing up for the push notifications. You know, I'd like to hear less from you in Pro, if possible. But neither do we. You know the problem is we have sex ed when we're kids and we need relationship ed. That's what we need to help. I don't need help with how to put a condom on. I need help with what to do when you start coming. That's where I need She's like, I don't love you anymore. So the coach did not cover this part, but I can show you what the split is. She's like, now's not a good time. I go, keep me posted.
Watch your step.
I wear a condom every time. Mind control. It's fun, but you gotta do it. It's like doing volunteer work. Just going, I'm like, this kind of sucks, but afterwards I'm always thinking, good for me. Yeah. I do it for the kids. That's why. I can feel them all the tools of creation. Gotta wear a condom. It's not the best, but you know, lambskin. I'm gonna do a lambskin condom. Yeah, you do it? What do you think? You like it? It's so much better. Hey, really, you know, just me and him being the shepherds in the house tonight. What happened?
Easy peasy.
It is good, right? It feels better. Here's how you do it if you don't know. You fuck in a lambskin, and then you eat a gyro, and then you go out in a wool sweater. You got to use the entire animal. That's how you do it. Guys.
I am grateful our paths crossed, more walker. These
I feel bad in relationships because I'm very disappointed. You know, I really am.
And we
I think women are like, he's a comic, he'll be fun. I'm fun. There's other stuff.
Meet again.
I'm like the Dominican Republic, you know? I'm great for like 5 days, and then you're like, oh, this has some problems I was not aware of. I'm not Haiti, but I'm in the vicinity of what that is. Weird time. And I feel for you women. Look, the Me Too stuff, I get it. It's
Come on, I need that trinket. I don't think he needs
it. It's also a very important issue. It's a weird combo, though. You know, sometimes we'll see posted as a man, it doesn't fully resonate. I saw a post the other day, so there's nothing more feared than an intelligent woman. I was like, that's not true. It's not even in my top 5. And I frighten easily, but I've never been on the subway at 2 in the morning and been like, oh no. This looks like a pack of valedictorians right here. I just hope they're not summa cum laude. So much has changed. It's kind of crazy. You think about it. Like, I think about some of these movies from the 80s, these sex comedies like Porky's, Revenge of the Nerds. I love those movies. They always had that scummy best friend. You know the guy I'm talking about? He'd always ask questions like, did you get laid last night? And every single I miss that character because it's going to be extinct. They're going to remake these movies. They're going to have to write in a woke best friend. Some guy like, did you smash last night? Nah, we just talked. And he's like, well, sometimes a conversation is equally fulfilling. So,
that almost made me want to log out.
A lot's changed. Some of it's for the better, obviously. I remember, like, in college, not that long ago, they would say things like, don't go to that frat house, they roofie. That's a thing they would say out loud. And I'd be like, oh my God, should we do something? They're like, no, just don't go there. That's it? I got roofied at a party in college by accident, but you know, it still counts. It's obviously was an accident. No one at the party was like, I'm gonna roofie that hairy boy over there. Let me fuck a passed out werewolf tonight. That is male privilege right there, isn't it? I just told a room full of people I got roofied. I did not see one concerned face in here. Everyone in here is like, I assume things worked out for you. And they did. Still weird though. Here's what happened. I was at a party and this guy handed a girl a drink and she said, I'm too drunk. And I said, I'll drink it. And he gave me this hateful look and I thought, why is this guy so mad at me? And then I chugged it and I woke up the next morning and I was like, oh, that guy's a sexual predator. And my friend said, you ruined his night. And I was like, that's not how I want to think about it. You don't want to think of yourself as a cock block to some monster. I prefer to think of myself as an accidental hero. I have -1 rapes. So, you know, statistically, you know, I can't, you guys, I can't take all the credit, you know? It's kind of like if I was driving drunk and I just swerved and accidentally hit a mugger. And some woman is like, my hero. And I'm like, if you say so. But I might have a substance abuse problem, so. It's hard not to drink, man. It's very hard. I work in a place where there's a bar every night. I've been trying to be good. It's very difficult. I read this article that said, try to replace drinking with another activity, like tennis with a friend. I was like, yeah, that's a very helpful example. That's always the crossroads I find myself at 4:57 a.m. I
I can't tell you how often I'm coming out of a blackout like, fuck, I should have done doubles instead. I brought my Wilson racket and everything. You're telling me to replace an addiction with cardio? That's very helpful. I'm gonna start walking into halfway houses full of crackheads. Like, have you guys done Zumba? It's so much better than crack. They're like, thanks. We didn't know. That was helpful. Of course you want to get fucked up. Have you tried living? I'm happy and I want to get fucked up. Have you watched the news? It makes you want to drink. Another mass shooting after another mass shooting. It's always the same thing, too. It's always some guy who's like, I heard voices in my head. We all do. Everyone hears voices in their head. Good people just don't listen to them. If I listened to all the voices in my head, I would be a sometimes gay Street Fighter. So, I know. It sounds like a confusing video game. It's not, you know? Why is he Honda butt fucking me? Well, that's his finisher. Every mass shooter, it was a very quiet man. That should be part of the background check for guns, right? You want this gun, you better be fucking chatty. Do my podcast, we'll see if you're an extrovert. I don't trust it. It's a sad time to live in. With all there's school shootings now. It's horrible. Because now getting held back is a real threat. Yeah. Do you want to go to summer school, please? I've already done 2 tours of freshman year. I don't want it. Some of these jokes, the content you're not going to like, but structurally they're going to be really solid. So it helps. It does help with it. Look. These shootings are so senseless and horrible that sometimes these anchors try to make sense of them on the news and they try to sound profound and it just comes out wrong. I was watching this guy after a shooting and he said, now would be a good time to be around people. I was like, yeah, that sounds a lot like where the tragedy happened, so...
You trying to bust in here or something?
And if I die, it's going to be from autoerotic
Yeah.
asphyxiation, okay? On my terms. That's a better way to... That's how I want to go. Peacefully in my own hotel closet.
I need to do a lot of operations.
That's
so
a weird
operation
fetish, right?
can get-
Autoerotic asphyxiation. You gotta choke yourself to come. I don't know. How do you even find out you're into that? Are you just jerking off in a turtleneck and you're like, I like where this is going. A little more fresh. I was just in California. They have a 10-day wait for the guns. That's a good rule. A gun should never be an impulse buy. You should never be returning a gun like we made up. So. You know what's weird? They always bring up the founding fathers. Every gun debate, they bring up the founding fathers, right? They always say the founding fathers had guns. They did. They also had wigs. It was a long time ago. That's how long ago it was. They thought a powdered wig was a good look, so that's my stance on guns. You could have a gun, but I think you should have to wear the wig. Right? Because at least then I can tell who's dangerous from afar. If I'm trying to get in my apartment at 2 a.m. and I turn around and see a Ben Franklin-looking motherfucker, I just hope that's not an intelligent woman, honestly. But, you know. If you're gonna go in the hood, it's gonna look like the cast of Hamilton. But they always bring up the founding fathers. They never mention the fact these people had a life expectancy of the mid-30s, so it probably wasn't a big deal when they got shot. I would assume most funerals were like, look, he had 3 to 5 years left tops, so that's like getting shot now in your 80s, which would almost be kind of cool. How would you rather die? Connected to tubes for 3 months? Would you rather go out like a G? I want to die in my 80s in a gang-related incident. I want my obituary to say comedian Sam Morril was shot dead today at the age of 87. His last words, thug life. As he emptied the clip. There's so much to be scared of, too, isn't there? Incels, there are new words you have to learn. Incels. The involuntary celibates. They don't get laid, so they become terrorists, and they look a lot like me. It's very upsetting. But
That's a certain type of person, because I have married friends that don't get laid. They haven't made the jump to ISIS, but maybe they should. ISIS lacks that type of diversity. They don't have enough divorce men. Just a bunch of dudes. Death to the infidels, and one guy like, also Karen. I mean, we gotta kill Karen too, right? You ever read the botched terrorist missions? Those are my favorites, the ones who couldn't cut it. There were these guys around 9/11, they were getting too drunk at strip clubs in Florida. I love the fact that you can come to this country hating us, and then you go to a few strip clubs, and you're like, they're not that bad. It turned out to be a false report, though, because it said they were going to strip clubs and dive bars and even college parties. I was like, oh, man, that's such a bummer. Because that's where you want to meet a terrorist, like a mixer. They're like, we used to be Al-Qaeda, now we're Sigma Chi. So,
We used to be Al-Qaeda, now we're Sigma Chi. It's
the objectives are
crazy.
still virgins,
Yeah.
but, you know. I think about it all the time. I think about, you know, all these scary ways you could die traveling. I read this story about a depressed pilot who nose dove a plane and killed all these people on board. So, you know, that's got to be a bummer. You know what the first thing I say when I get on flights now is I say, what a lovely day it is to be alive. And I hope that positive energy trickles its way into the cockpit. And they're like, yeah, it is good. Because I'll be on flights sometimes and the pilot comes on, he's cheesy and people roll their eyes, but that's what you want. That guy's still trying. What do you want, a down in the dumps captain? Hey, this is your pilot, it's gonna be a bumpy ride, but you know, that's life, it's hard. So, says it's gonna be a 6-hour trip, we're gonna land way sooner than that, so, buckle up, or don't, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna murder you. Thanks for flying, Spirit. Depression, man. The depression is real. It really is. Someone sent me a very helpful article on depression recently. It said these are the foods you got to eat if you're depressed. Which, thank God, that's if you're at that point, just end it. Honestly, has that ever turned it around for anyone? I was gonna jump off a roof, but then I ate some dried mangoes, and I'm feeling good. They find your corpse on the sidewalk. I don't understand. He ate so many cashews. Why would he? I'm not built for air travel. I'm 6'3", I'm lanky, I'm kind of weak, you know? I got a middle seat on my way back from LA recently. I get up to use the bathroom. I come back, the guy in the aisle is sleeping, which is very annoying, because she knew I was coming back. There's no skydiving option on board, okay? I had to return. And now I have to make the decision, do I wake him up and piss him off, or do I mount? I think I'm more flexible than I am, so I elected to mount. And I have just horrible lateral balance. I did not stick the landing. My leg comes down on his leg. I'm on top of the guy. As I'm on top, I see his little sleeping mask come up. What do, you know? I kissed him on the mouth. That's what I did. You know, there was nothing sexual about it. It was a Godfather 2 Fredo kiss. I said, I knew it was you. Mostly because you were sitting here before, but... No, I'm not built for this travel type lifestyle. It's not working for me. I had to see a sports medicine doctor about my back, and he gave me muscle relaxers. I said, hey, can I drink on these? And he said, absolutely. I was like, are you sure? And he said, I do. And I was like, that wasn't the question. He said, are you sure it's not going to mess my liver up? He said, it'll fuck it up real bad. I was like, all right. He's not my doctor anymore, but we do hang out. He's cool. This guy texts me all the time. He texted me the other day, yo, what the fuck is up? And I was like, what medical school did you go to? I'm gonna guess the Cayman Islands, you know? He tells me to swim at the rec center because of my back. I love it. I love the rec center. I don't know if you've ever been there. As a Jew, it's fantastic. It's just old Jews and Japanese men. If you had it bad during World War II, this is your spot, okay? Fantastic. Every time I go swimming, there's a morbidly obese woman on a noodle. She's just floating horizontally across the lap lanes. And we just swim around her like she's not there. It's part of the rec center code. And I can tell when there's a new guy because he looks confused. And I say, that's Kathy. I go right, you go left. We've developed a system. Then on the wall it says, rule number 1, no swim with diarrhea. Which I'm like, all right. I agree. I kind of wish it weren't rule number 1. I don't know who that rule is for. The most motivated human who's ever lived. Some guy at home like, ugh. I'm still going, but... Rule number 2, must wait 2 weeks after having diarrhea to swim in the pool. And I was like, all right out of the gate. Mostly diarrhea-related rules, you know? Clearly there's an incident that we're dancing around here. You know you didn't pick a first-rate exercise facility when all the rules are like, could you not shit on our stuff? It's been a problem. I love this place. Everything about it's off. I went to the bathroom, I knock on the door, and the guy in the bathroom yells out, "Who is it?" That's not what you're supposed to say. You're supposed to say, "I'm in here." You're not supposed to be expecting company in the men's rec room bathroom. But I figured I'd give it a shot, so I said, "It's Sam," and he goes, "No." There was a right answer. You're gonna hate this next show, but I'm gonna do it anyway. This is how bad my back was. I read a headline in the paper that said graveyard worker had sex with over 100 dead bodies, and my first thought was that there's a lot of digging. You know? I know that's a horrible person, but that's also an unattainable fitness goal for me. And I would kill for that core strength. How much true crime is there gonna be? Are you guys watching this like me? It's so addictive, yeah. Give it up for all these murderers, for all this great content. You keep killing, we'll keep watching. That's what I say. I don't want to point fingers here, but you women are getting murdered at an alarming rate. I don't know if you're paying attention. I would recommend never going home with us, ever. If a woman goes home with you, she really trusts you, or she's taking a chance, you know. So whenever I open the door, I always turn to her and I say, "Hey, thanks for rolling the dice." You know? I appreciate it. That's all I watch is murder and stand-up. I've been doing this for a while. I see comics sometimes on Netflix. I'm like, this guy fucking stinks. I wonder if murderers watch true crime. Like, this is pretty disappointing, honestly. 3 murders in 5 years? I should be the one on television. We all do it. We're getting desensitized. You ever just watch 4 straight episodes of Law & Order SVU and it hits you like, that was probably too much rape for a Sunday? I don't know. I'm not even paying attention. I'm folding laundry and I'm thinking, when did this become background noise in my life? I should not be consuming SVU like it's smooth jazz. You know?
I should not be consuming SVU like it's smooth jazz. Is
incredibly efficient
fucking crazy. Is absolutely crazy.
She was crying, "I'm a horrible mother," and I was like, "No, you ran into one of the greats." That was like the Steph Curry of abduction. That was pretty flawless.
I mean, just so mother flipping funny, dog.
Said that you got to be careful on dating apps now because there are these gangs all post pictures of really hot women, and then you show up on the date and they just rob and beat the shit out of you. That's got to be a bummer. Because it already sucks when it doesn't look like the picture. That's got to suck actually. You show up for your date at 2 a.m. at the bridge, and 8 dudes are walking toward you, and you're like, "Kathleen?" I was in an Uber right after a breakup. You ever just overshare with the driver? He said, "How are you?" I said, "I had this breakup." He said, "Let me tell you some shit about breakups." And the second he said that, I thought, I might have fucked up. You know? He said, "You know what I did when my girlfriend left?" And I said, "What?" He's like, "I fucked everyone." "You think that helped?" And I said, "No." And he said, "It did." "All right." He said, "You know what else I did? I called her up. I told her all about it. You think that helped?" And I said, "God, no." And he said, "It did." And I said, "I'm going to stop guessing because you're very unpredictable." Went on for 20 more minutes. I finally got out of the car. I was like, "Do you think that was helpful for me at all?" And he said, "Probably not." And I said, "It was." One of the hard things about dating now is a lot of younger people are meaner. They're very mean. That's how they flirt. I think it's called negging. I was talking to a girl after a show. My poster was up, and she goes, "Wow, you look really ugly in that picture."
I said, oh, that's not very nice. And she goes, you're a comedian. I said, yeah, I'm also a human being. So I enjoy pleasant conversations as well. And I was wearing a striped sweater, so she goes, nice sweater. Did you wear it on purpose, or did you escape a prison? She said prison, which kind of bugged me. I was like, I feel like you don't know a lot about prison. I said, I'd like to escape this conversation. She said, that's all you got? And I said, I have to be meaner to you to communicate? She said, hit me with your best shot, Mr. Comedian. I said, rather not. She said, come on. I said, all right, you're very pretty, and I'm very lonely, and I would still rather masturbate than pursue this. Yeah. So we're back at my place. And, you know, yeah, it works. Negging works, I'll tell you, it really does. I was making out with her and it hit me. I don't even like this person. I'm thinking, what am I doing? I'm making out with her. I said, maybe we should stop. And she goes, what, you're rejecting me? And I said, I don't think this is a good idea. She said, I'm really turned on. Now that you're saying no to me. And I said, you seem like a pretty unhealthy person. She said, no one's ever rejected me. This is the most turned on I've ever been. I said, well, then you're going to be super hot for this Uber I just called you. Okay?
I just wasted my shit. I didn't know we were that close to Big Mama. I'm sure.
I went on a date with a girl. She told me her last boyfriend was 60, which I thought was kind of shocking. I said, that's a pretty big age gap. She said, let me tell you something. There's no difference between a 30-year-old dick and a 60-year-old dick. And I said, I haven't done the research, but I feel like there is. I'm going to go with temperament. I think that's the difference. A young dick is like an intern, up at the crack of dawn, overeager, down for whatever. An old dick is like a CEO. He's like, this better be important, okay? I don't have a lot of time. So we're on the date, we're making out in the bar. She starts going underneath my pants, just looks me dead in the eye and goes, why aren't you erect? Sounds like erect. What are you, a transformer? Who talks like that? I'll tell you why, because we're kissing, I'm not 14. Have you seen the shit that's out there? You want to get me hard, tell me you're a dental assistant. Your husband's coming home in 5 minutes. Then what's up? I watch too much porn. So, I do. I'm aware of it. You notice it while you're having sex sometimes. If we were having sex and it was good, and while we were doing it, I just said, I will eat your butt. And she said, you don't have to do that. And I was like, I overextended myself. Thanks for catching that one and reeling us back in, you know? His porn is just not good. It's all these dark topics. I saw a taboo link on a porn site, so I clicked on it, and it was incest porn. I was like, all right, you called my bluff. That is taboo, you know? Then the next one was interracial, and I was like, they should divide these up a little better. I don't know. What kind of racist porn site? Every porn category is just shit you should never do. Right? Like, fuck your best friend's mom. It's rude. Blackmail your boss. It's a place of business. It's criminal, you know? We need some positive porn categories to rewire us. We need categories like couple that's been together for a while. Fucks after autism benefit. You'd be like, all right, well, I'm not glad I jerked off at 2 p.m., but they raised a lot of money for those kids, you know? Instead of the money shot, just a link that says donate now. This side of the room's really fucking into that joke, huh? And this side of the room is Christian. They were raised well. I don't know, man. I'm happy I'm doing this in New York, you know, because I've been on the road a lot. No, I'm not pander. So, no, I'm useless on the road. I can't drive. I can drive, but if you were in a car with me, you'd be like, pull over, I'm gonna drive. It's not good. I'm bad and reckless. That's a bad combo. You ever get cut off by a reckless driver, then you catch up with them, you gotta see what they look like? It doesn't matter what race or gender. Every time I see what they look like, I'm always like, I fucking knew it. Could just be a white guy in my classic. This is a classic white motherfucker. Takes what he wants, contributes nothing to society. I'm only gonna do the example for white people. But, you know. Don't want you to get uneasy. I heard a guy yell at a cab driver the other day and said, learn the goddamn language. That's messed up, right? And guess what? It's sometimes nice when they don't know the language, right?
You ever call a car to the airport at 5 a.m. and you get a little Korean guy? Like, oh, this might be a nice, quiet ride. Then you get in the highway and he's like, weather is weird. You're like, fuck. This jack-off learned the language. I'm a yellow cab man. I don't like Lyft or Uber. It's not my thing. You know why? Because you rate them, they rate you. You're both on your best behavior. It feels like a first date. Even the way they pick you up feels like a blind date, right? They're like, are you Sam? And I'm like, yes. I like a yellow cab. It feels like a marriage. Neither of you are trying at all. The second you get in, he's mid-conversation on speakerphone. I'm in the backseat eating Caribbean street food. We're both hammered, you know? No one's putting on airs. You ask him, hey, can you drop me right in front of my apartment? He's like, nah, I respect that. Good for you holding your ground there. I did nothing all day. I did nothing. I watched the news. I saw an anti-smoking ad. It's weird that they can do anti-smoking ads, but you can't do pro-cigarette commercials. Isn't that weird? They don't give them a rebuttal. And I'm not like a big cigarette guy, but I like one when I'm drunk sometimes. It's nice. I thought of a good pro-cigarette commercial. How about this for like a casual smoker? A hot girl walks up to a guy in the bar and asks to bum a cigarette, and he goes, oh, I don't smoke. So then she goes outside and bums one from another guy, and they go home together and they fuck, and that's the whole commercial. Then at the end it just says, wouldn't kill you to carry a pack, you know?
Well, my love. I was wondering if that was you.
Just in case.
I heard something. I must...
He was waiting at the door for me, and then when I got close to the door, he backed up and got ready to run.
My friend just had one. Her boyfriend didn't contribute to the cause. That's
Mama.
not cool.
Yeah.
Keep going through. Yeah.
You heard
That's not a noble stance. I don't think. That is how low the bar is. I'm like, guys should pay a little bit for the abortion, and women are like, he's a hero. He really is.
How was everything with your
Even
mom?
the most pro-life person I talked to was like, wow, chivalry is dead. That was the baby's name, Chivalry. And, you know, I'm just saying.
Got older skin like my aunt.
That was not for everybody, that show. I did that joke the other night, somebody yelled out, boo.
How long did it take overall?
It was a baby's ghost, but, you know, I'm just...
It's at the beginning.
I'm just saying there's still gentlemen. If I knock you up and you need an abortion, it's on the house.
Yeah.
I'll throw my Delta Sky Miles card right on the counter.
You wanna go get food?
Are you sure, Sam? I got this. With all the rewards
Maybe like
that Delta has to offer, I'd be a fool to do otherwise. I'm 2 to 3 abortions away from Diamond Medallion status. I'm losing some of you. I'm going to take it a step further here. I think you should get extra Sky Miles points with an abortion because that's one less crime baby on board. You know? I don't. Me personally, I don't like doing that part of the joke, but I have a sponsorship deal with Delta, and you know, they get very upset when I leave it out. They dock me Biscoff cookies. Love those cookies. I was talking to a guy after a show. He told me there's going to be an anti-abortion parade, which I think he meant to say march.
That's fine. Do you want Impeccable or something while I finish this up and then I'll change?
I want to see what the floats look like. That one looks unfinished. That's what we're going for. So, yeah. Back-to-back abortion jokes. I got greedy, guys. I did. I got a little greedy. I'm a pretty liberal guy, but some of my friends now are so liberal that everything turns into like slavery or the Holocaust in every conversation. You know what I'm talking about?
Me?
The other day and he goes,
why?
Hitler. I said, all right, look. We don't know how hilarious Hitler would have been.
Oh, my love. I'm so sorry.
Hitler might have had a strong Twitter.
I have never done that before, ever. I am so sorry.
Sad.
I am so sorry.
Adolf's trending.
I have never done that. I have always been very...
I came across this article the other day on the internet just said fun facts about Hitler, which I think
I am
is a great
so
title.
sorry. What the frick? I don't...
Pieces on the Fuhrer.
Even... I'm confused. I'm so sorry, my love. I feel so freaking bad.
Managing his money, and I thought, man, it's too bad there wasn't...
That is absolutely crazy.
You know?
I'm so sorry.
Cheers.
So bad.
You know that joke did not hit? Naples, Florida. Okay? Terrible people. My least favorite city. I'll never go back. I bombed 4 straight nights. I got into an argument with an 80-something-year-old man. I had a breakdown on the last show. I finally just said, I gotta get out of Naples. He goes, well, you're still here. I said, well, I'll be out in the morning. You'll be in a casket soon. And he said, you'll have to put me there. And I said, that's not how time works. And it kept escalating back and forth. Finally, I hear a voice in the crowd yell out, Grandpa, enough. That's Naples to me. My dad called me to check in. He said, how are you? I said, I'm in fucking Naples. And my dad goes, Italy? And I was like, oh no. These jokes are not taking me abroad, Pops. I'm in Florida. The bad part. True story, I'm on stage there. I just, as a start to a bit, I go, so I'm a New York Jew, and some of the crowd goes, ugh, no. Not a yes or no question. It's my heritage. Also, ugh, that's our sound. That's cultural appropriation. Okay? Not all gigs are this fun. I think my mom worries about my career choice sometimes. Sometimes it'll be a bad gig. I do casinos sometimes are the worst gigs ever. You know, they pay pretty well, but they're soul-crushing. You're just watching people stand up one by one and exit throughout the show. Some by scooter. It's very jarring. But, and the casino's not even mad because they want these people pissing away their money on the gambling floor. You know, so I go to apologize to management. They're like, no, you're doing a great job. You should bust out the abortion jokes earlier tomorrow night, because those went horribly. But I think she worries. My mom worries a lot. I was looking the other day on the street, we saw a dead bird, and I said, ew, dead pigeon. My mom goes, don't touch it. I was like, what do you think happens when you're not around? You think I'm just walking around? Let me grab this shit right here. Hell yeah. Lunch me. I don't blame my mom for worrying. You know, I still get in trouble. I got assaulted in Burlington, Vermont earlier this year, which is not where you think it's going to happen. A lot of open-toed sandals, everyone's high. I thought it was safe, honestly, but they seem like nice people. Bernie even seems like a nice guy. I like Bernie Sanders. You know why? Because he debates the way I've argued with every woman in every relationship. I know I don't have a chance. I just want to get my ideas out there, you know? So I'm in Vermont, and I'm out after the show. I'm having a couple beers with some comics. We're at a bar 2 blocks from the venue. Some guy walks up to me. I can tell something's off about him. And he just looks at me and he goes, University of Vermont? I said, no. And he goes, master's degree? And I said, you're getting colder. And he said, I want to beat the shit out of all of you. But he's only looking at me. Yeah, and I looked him up and down. I was like, he's bluffing. So I turn around. As I turn around, he grabs me by the shoulder, takes a pint glass, and smashes it over my head. And I thought, I poorly read that situation. He was not bluffing. So he runs out. They call the cops. And the first thing I say after he hangs up with the cops is I yell to the bar, you all heard him call me Jew boy before he did it. And they said, I didn't hear that. And I said, I did. And a Jussie Smollett tale is born. So they put him in the back seat. The cops get him very quickly. He wasn't getting far on foot. He's in the back seat of the car. The cops are examining to see how bad my injury is. They're taking glass out of my hair. And the cop asks, did he smash a pint glass on your head? And I said, it could have been a pint glass. It could have been a menorah. It happened very quickly. Okay. And the cop asked, do you see spinning? I said, like a dreidel. It's pretty rough, you know? Then finally I had to admit it wasn't a hate crime, and they took the guy away. And the bar manager turned to me and he said, just so you know, this never happens here. And I was like, yeah, I figured. That'd be pretty weird if you were like, that was Scott. So, Scott does that. I've unfortunately had a bad string of luck on the road. Some of it's my fault. About 8 years ago, I was drinking too much. I was a young comic on the road. I was in Seattle.
Nope. Nothing good ever, Kroll. Nothing good ever. I haven't got a piece of gear from Dungeon that
every 30 seconds.
Nothing. That's just still nothing.
It would get progressively
Still
more
nothing.
She goes, you're very unattractive. And I was a drunk
Let's
kid.
see.
I just said,
Cloth.
get some more Botox, you lizard.
Intellect.
I'm deeply ashamed of myself for saying that, and it's completely inappropriate. Although if you were there, you would have been like, he nailed it, totally. But she seemed furious. I couldn't tell by her face, but she seemed very upset. Me and my friend were laughing. As we're laughing, I get popped in the face by her boyfriend. I deserved
fucking
it.
nothing.
She was a lizard, but she was his lizard, and I thought it was cool that they stuck together, you know? But this was foreshadowing. A month later, I'm in Cleveland. Horrible time to be in Cleveland. It was when LeBron left the first time. Okay, yeah, exactly. I don't know if you guys remember, but they did not take it well. And they made the mistake of having their whole economic plan at the time be LeBron, and that's it.
Alright, well, I'm about to piss and get off.
It was rough. And I'm
about to go get some dinner with the gal.
It felt like the whole city got dumped because it was Valentine's Day, too.